Today is all about the top 10 summertime activities for kids, according to Don and myself. Fishing, number 1. Take a hunter education class, number 2. Number 3, visit a TWRA range and practice those skills you learned at Hunter Ed. Number 4, join the Hunting and Fishing Academy with our friends at the Federation. Take a boating class is the next one on that list. Number 6, outdoor activities with the 4-H and your local YMCA. Number 7, it's always a good time to learn about bears and be bear wise. This is kind of a virtual learning opportunity. Bearwise.org has a lot of information about how to live and recreate in bear country and around bears. Number 8, learn about bird sounds. tnwildlife.org, clicking wildlife, birds drops down right under that, and you can hear sounds to help you identify these birds. Maybe first learn the sounds, then get out and locate them, or get out, locate them, and then I can go back and listen and try to find out what bird that was.
What was that? The award-winning Tennessee WildCast is on the air with the latest on hunting, fishing, boating, wildlife watching, and all things outdoors. Make welcome your host, drummer and outdoor expert novice, Jason Harmon.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to this edition of Tennessee WildCast. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being with us. We got a fun show for you today. Don's helping me co-host.
You bet. Thanks, Jason, for the invitation. And hey, as usual, we'll start off with a little shout out to a radio partner. How about that?
Let's do it.
93.9 The Duck. 93.9theduck.com. You can go there and find out about their programming, but Tullahoma, Shelbyville area, they cover that whole area down there, and a lot of sports and outdoor sports as well with Tennessee WildCast.
Yeah, that's a great station. We love it down there.
7 a.m. on Saturdays.
Yeah, I've heard good things about it. Good report on the listeners in that area. So that's great. Our numbers are growing with the radio stations. We're from east to west, Bristol to Memphis. You can find us out there on the FM dial and the AM dial. So
yes,
appreciate everybody listening there, and also listening on the podcast. Follow us, like us, share us on your favorite podcasting platform, and follow us on social media: YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
Just a little bit of a tease. We've got some new information about some new stations as well as some current TV stations covering WildCast, carrying WildCast, that we'll be sharing a little bit later in the show. So stick around.
Yeah, this is a show you don't want to miss. If you got to leave us, come back and find us on the podcasting app so you can tune in, because today is all about the top 10 summertime activities for kids, according to Don and myself.
We have consulted with ourselves and come up with a pretty good list. Hey, you've got current small kids, and I had a small kid. She's 34 now, but we did a lot of these things when she was growing up, and I'm sure you have experienced a lot of these probably last weekend.
Yeah, we do just about every one of these when we can, and have fun outside. And we just thought, the summertime's rolling around. Kids are going to be out of school. What can they get into? What can families get into? And
that's right. Parents are always looking for something to entertain the kids, and get them out, get them off the screens, get them away from the TV and all that kind of stuff, and enjoy the outdoors.
Exactly. Well, you want to jump into it?
Yeah.
You ready for number 1?
Sure.
All right. Number 1 on our list is free fishing events and fishing for kids, the TWR lakes, all kinds of opportunities for fishing this time of year.
Oh, man, I know it. I know. Free, of course, every year, Free Fishing Day rolls around the first Saturday in June after the first Monday. So it's not exactly every time the first Saturday rolls around, but the first Saturday after the first Monday, just keep that in mind, that Free Fishing Day, and nobody needs a license on that particular day to go fishing. So anyway, parents can do it with the kids, and that's a good thing.
That's a big day for Tennessee, for families. So go to GoOutdoorsTennessee.com, click on the events tab, and you can find all those events that are happening on June 10th this year.
Right.
And then while you're browsing the web, hit tnwildlife.org, and you can go to Where to Fish page and find our family lakes, our community lakes, our reservoirs, and things like that.
And hopefully, if you get out and get a little bit of a taste of it on Free Fishing Day, a lot of times the kids will be, no pun intended, well, pun intended, hooked, So
there you go.
Says, hey, Mom, hey, Dad, when can we go fishing again? And, hey, it's a long summer. Well, it seems shorter than it used to be.
Shorter than it used to be.
We were in school, but anyway, there's a lot of opportunities. Like you said, the TWRA fishing lakes, and one of my favorites is maybe you got a favorite you can pick out. But,
okay, I'll be thinking
Williamsport Lakes down around Columbia. It's I think 5 different lakes you got a choice of, and one of them you just have to take. If you have a kid with you, you can fish that lake, but you have to have a kid with you. I used to take my daughter Katie down there, and we'd rent a paddle boat for the day and get out, paddle around, and just have a big time. First time, I think I kind of had to drag her kicking and screaming. What are we going to do? And then from then on, it was always her idea. But anyway, that's one of my favorite places. And close to Nashville area, there's Marrowbone Lake.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You might have been out there.
I've not had a chance to visit that one. One that came to mind right off was Lake Graham there behind Region 1.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's an awesome lake.
That's a beautiful spot there. We've done a WildCast out there on that lake.
Yes.
Years ago when Doug was with us. So, but yeah, there's a lot of opportunities for fishing in Tennessee, whether it's the reservoir or the TWRA lakes, and just find you one and go.
And we stock a lot of the community lakes in the communities that are around. Not just with trout, but we do the winter trout stocking, of course, but stock other bodies of water as well.
Yep.
Where can they find out about that?
tnwildlife.org.
There you go.
That's it. All right. Well, Don, what do you think here? You want to go to number 2?
Sure, let's do it.
All right. Number 2 on Don and Jason's list. Take a hunter education class.
Yes, great idea.
Yeah, this is a good time of year. Now you can do it in front of a screen or you can do it in person, but this is a good time of year to take hunter ed. Get that under your belt. You'll be ready for the next deer season and ready for any other opportunities that roll around to get out there and do some hunting. So tnwildlife.org, you click on the drop-down menu. Well, actually, it's on the homepage, but you can click hunting and get there that way too on the drop down. But click that button on the homepage that says Take Hunter Ed or Hunter Education, and you got the online option there, and you got the in-person option. Yeah.
And I would tout the live version of Hunter Ed. Kind of go old school, where you go out and get hands on and really hear from the instructor right there in front of you, and do your live fire for the ones that are doing that at the end of the class, and it's just really good. I can't think of Hunter Ed and not think of Dave Woodward, who is one of the implementers that really got the program going. He and Ed Carter, I believe, had a lot to do with the very beginnings of hunter education in the early 70s, and left quite a legacy, with the hunter education. And hey, and also, just a sidelight, if it weren't for hunter education and one of our great instructors, I don't think you would have ever ended up with an internship at TWRA.
That's right, yeah. A good friend of mine and teacher growing up.
Cheryl Roberts
introduced me to Mr. Don King, and that kind of took it from there. So.
One thing led to another, and here we are. You're hosting WildCast. So
yeah, it's a great place to work. I enjoy it, and I'm thankful for the job. And so get out there and take hunter education. And like I said, tnwildlife.org, the button on the homepage, or hit the hunting and drop down menu, get to it, and you'll see the different options, the different costs. The online option and the in-person option are free. There are some online options that do charge, but you got your options there. So.
Plenty of options.
But anyway, good time of year for hunter ed. All right, Don. What do you think? Next one?
Number 3.
Visit a TWRA range.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of great ranges across the state, and after you've taken hunter ed, no better place than go to the range and practice those skills you learned, right?
That's right, exactly. Sight in your rifle for deer season, or get more familiar, more accurate with your handgun. It's just it's a great place to go. There are a lot on our WMAs that are no charge, but need to check the website for the schedule. They're open certain hours, and you just go out there and just enjoy what we've got out there.
Yeah. Check the website, tnwildlife.org. We've said that multiple times, but the hunting drop down, you got shooting ranges right there, and they're all listed, and you can see what type of permit you might need if one's required, and then you'll kind of see if they're manned or not manned. People are working the range, and always remember to clean up after yourself. I know that's a topic that comes up quite a bit. Folks that use the range, pick up your casings, your targets, and things like that. Take care of the range so when you go back, it's in good condition, and when those people come behind you, it's in good condition.
Yeah, that's right.
But yeah, it's a lot of opportunities across the state from east to west for sighting in your rifle and handguns and shotguns and things like that. So be ready for the next season. So that's the number 3 thing on our list for top 10 things to do with the kids.
All right, sounds good.
All right, number 4, Don.
What do we got?
Roll into this one. The Hunting and Fishing Academy that is put together by the Tennessee Wildlife Federation.
Yes, and this, I guess you could say this is a step beyond hunter education.
Yeah, definitely.
This is really learning the techniques and learning about the game that you're pursuing, and it's a good program that's been put together for folks that are really interested in pursuing the sport in earnest. So what's the best way to contact them?
Yeah, we're putting those events on our website. They got a lot of virtual events, some in-person events coming up. So go outdoorstennessee.com, hit the events tab, and you'll find those events there. But you can also find them on their website at tnwf.org, and then hit the drop-down outdoor recreation and education and find Hunting and Fishing Academy. And there's some great information there about the workshops. Now, this isn't just for kids. This is good for adults, too.
Right. Families.
Family.
I mean, they've kind of focused on getting the whole family involved,
exactly.
haven't they?
Yeah, it's family experiences, adult workshops, virtual classes, and you can also become a volunteer. So if you're out there and you want to start helping out with this program, you can sign up for that as well.
Okay, yeah.
There's a calendar there on their website and a calendar on our website, and those match up. So, great opportunities there with the Hunting and Fishing Academy.
And thanks to those involved, I know you're heavily involved in keeping that events calendar updated.
Yeah.
And I know Michelle's really helping out with that as well, as well as her duties with the website. So Anyway,
we try to
that.
keep that site populated, and as we mentioned earlier, the fishing stuff, all that just kind of got updated. So all those events are in there. Go check them out.
Yeah, that's great.
Good stuff coming down the pike for kids this summer and families. So the next thing on my list is we got to have the drum roll, right, Don? The next thing is boating classes. Boating classes this is a great time. People are out boating this time of year.
Yeah.
It's been great to get this in before now, but it's always a good time to take a boating class if you're not familiar with how to operate a boat, or if you're under that age requirement that you have to have the license to operate one. This is a good time. If
you were born after January 1st, 1989, you need to have it to operate a boat in Tennessee. Mm-hmm. So, I'm a little bit older than that, so quite a bit older than that. So I got grandfathered in, so to speak.
Yeah.
But as have a lot of people. But what I've heard from Betsy, who heads up the education program here for TWRA, and from others, that after taking the class with their kids, because they needed it, they have learned so much about things that they thought they knew about boating but they come away going, wow, that was really worth the time spent.
You may be surprised. There's
Yeah.
there's no dotted yellow lines and white lines and things to guide you out there. You're free and open, but there's some rules to the road.
Yep.
Or to the water, I should say.
That's right, and you can do this class as well. You can get the study materials and study ahead of time, and go take the proctored test, and get your certificate. Or I suggest taking the live class. It's just really good information, and I think it's well worth the time spent, and I think it's really, in the long run, helped cut down on a lot of boating mishaps, and I know it's undoubtedly saved a lot of lives in
Definitely.
the last little while.
Definitely. Yeah, our website, tnwildlife.org, the boating tab, drop it down and click boating education. Takes you right to all the information you need. The date, when it's required there, 1989, January 1st, 1989, some FAQs, and then testing locations. Now, some of these, like Don said, are just the test, and you can schedule a time at like a library or something like that. But then there's also in-person classes, so you can, go take those classes with an officer or an educator. So
Right. And we've been updating the videos on those educational materials that'll be shown to the students.
Be coming down the pike here pretty soon.
Yeah, so it'll be some good stuff there.
All right, Don, would you want to take a quick break and update folks on that information you said we might be sharing later in the show?
Yeah, we've got some good news about getting WildCast out to an even bigger audience, and thanks to our TV partners. One of the first ones to sign on with WildCast was WCTV right there in Lebanon, Wilson County TV.
Yep.
And Teresa Bush, she got on board with us right from the get-go, really. And since then, we've added WC-TV, which is Williamson County Community TV.
Yep.
The town of Smyrna has a channel. We are on that channel right now. BLTV, that's Ben Lomond TV, and that serves McMinnville, Sparta, Spencer, Crossville, Tracy City, and Manchester. We're on that channel. DTC3 in Alexandria. That's a big outlet, too, serving a lot of the communities in that area. MTSU True Blue TV, your alma mater there.
Go Blue Raiders.
Yep, my daughter's alma mater as well.
Yeah.
And we are on there. And Knoxville Community TV, we've just added that one in the last week or so. And they're on board with WildCast, and as well as Franklin TV in Franklin, Tennessee.
Awesome. Yeah, that's an awesome update there, Don. It's good to hear those names being rattled off and seeing the show on more TV stations.
And it's only going to get bigger.
Yeah, I know Todd's put a lot of work into making these shows look good. He doesn't only make us sound good, he makes us look good too. So
yeah, kind of what started as a radio show with cameras in the room has blossomed into a whole lot more pleasing visuals. As you mentioned, thanks to Todd's efforts there, he's done an awesome job with that.
Yeah, I think it's great. It's great. All right, well, let's get back to the list.
You know what? Some people start with number 10 and work their way to number 1. We start right from the top, number 1. So
if you're just joining us, fishing number 1, take a hunter education class number 2. Number 3, visit a TWRA range and practice those skills you learned at Hunter Ed. Number 4, join the Hunting and Fishing Academy with our friends at the Federation. And take a boating class is the next one on that list. So those have been the top 5 so far. We're going to move on down to number 6.
Okay, here we go.
So, number 6, outdoor activities with the 4-H and your local YMCA.
Yeah.
So, there's always some great outdoor activities with those groups. It may not be always hunting and fishing. It could be, swimming and boating, and it could be anything.
Sailboating.
Yeah. There's a lot of activities with these groups, and I know the 4-H groups are going to be doing some stuff with us with Wild Child out in Region 4 in July, so watch for that day coming through.
Yes.
But go to 4h.tennessee.edu and find the events calendar there. and you can find what's happening in all the different counties. There's all kinds of stuff happening across.
A lot of day camp opportunities there.
Yeah,
And,
yeah. 4-H camp is fun. I don't have the deadlines in front of me, but that's always a fun camp for kids. Too.
And the local YMCA's too. That's a great idea because Camp Widgiewagon, of course, is right here in the Nashville area, and I see that bus that goes around and picks up the kids and hauls them out there for their day camps when I'm coming to work in the morning.
Yeah.
So it's a good thing. So check with your local YMCA as well.
Perfect.
I remember taking I think I took swimming classes at the YMCA when I was
When you were little?
learning how to swim. Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. All right. Well, number 7. It's always a good time to learn about bears and be bear wise, right, Don?
Bearwise.org.
This is kind of a virtual learning opportunity here. And if you live in bear country, it may be quite the opposite. You may be practicing some of these things you could learn, but bearwise.org has a lot of information about how to live and recreate in bear country and around bears. So this is a good chance to just get more familiar with black bears in Tennessee.
Yeah, as the population increases and they tend to expand their range, and it's expanding from east to west across Tennessee right now.
Yeah,
and so it's good to be educated about it, but you don't want to leave pet food out on the back porch. It seemed like a good idea maybe before, but if it attracts bears, it's not a good thing. And in some cases, even bird feeders are not a good thing to have around if you're in bear country.
Yeah. With the rate that they're moving and your habits need to change or will have to change as they move west. So yeah, this is a great site to learn more. Talks about bird feeders and planting and just picking up your garbage and all kinds of tips and things that will help you be more bear wise. That's bearwise.org, and we are grateful for our partners with that program. And I know Janelle and Dan would be happy to hear that we're sharing this information, and they want folks to know these tips and be bear wise as well. Yes,
and the worst thing that can happen is that a nuisance bear gets they can only be relocated so many times, and then when there's no other end to it, it ends up that garbage bears end up dying because of that. So not a good thing.
Sure enough. Yep. So that's a fun lesson for kids and for families as well, just to learn about bears in Tennessee.
Yeah.
All right, number 8 on the list. Here we go. If you like to be outside, this is for you. Bird sounds. Learn about bird sounds. tnwildlife.org has a large list of birds in Tennessee. You can get there by going to the website, clicking wildlife, birds drops down right under that, and you can hear sounds to help you identify these birds. So it's fun to get outside, maybe first learn the sounds, then get out and locate them, or get out, locate them, and then I can go back and listen and try to find out what bird that was.
Yeah, what was that? Yeah. I hear a lot of those in the morning when I'm walking my dogs. The outdoors just kind of comes alive, and you hear a lot of good bird sounds, and a lot of mockingbirds in my neighborhood.
Mm-hmm. And you can go hear those sounds and identify those. So it's great. Our website's just covered up with all kinds of resources there when it comes to wildlife. And
you know what? We've had a guest on recently too. Ranger Keith.
Yeah.
And he is so interesting, and I know he's out there. Gosh, just seems like about every day he's got a post about what he heard that morning, when he goes out and just kind of enjoys himself in the woods and shares that with the folks online too.
Yeah, he's great. He on his Instagram account, you can find him at This Is Keith Peluso, and he's got his videos out there where he's just listening in the woods for the bird sounds, and he shares with you how he identifies them. Those little sounds that sticks with him, and he can rattle off those names. It's pretty neat.
I guess we related to him because he's a musician too,
Yeah,
and got some experience on was The Voice that he was on.
I believe so.
Okay, and it's fun to go back and listen to that WildCast where Keith was on and talking about his first experience flying into California and so what do you do for a living? Well, I'm a park ranger. Yeah. And it's a funny story. You need to go listen to it.
Go listen to that show, and he's going to come back. We're going to have him back on another show sometime soon. So.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
All right. Well, we're going to run out of time, Don, so we're going to go to the next one.
All right.
The Tennessee Wildlife Magazine is a great subscription.
$10 a year, you can't beat it.
Yeah, so it's always fun to have that arrive in your mailbox.
Yeah,
and it's great for kids to learn about wildlife and what the agency's doing and what we're working on, especially kids who want to become a wildlife officer or biologist.
Right,
it's a good thing for them. But a part of that magazine is a calendar issue, and we look forward to getting pictures in for that calendar issue. So this summer, go take pictures. That's another part of this one. Go take pictures and submit those for the calendar this next year. And you'll see information on when that comes out, when the submission guidelines are, but you can go to our website, tnwildlife.org, and drop down on Stay Connected, Tennessee Wildlife Magazine, and find some information there. Make sure it's high-quality photos.
Yes.
Because if they're not, they'll get kicked out. Cell phone shots don't always work, so make sure it's a better camera, good high-quality shots, but it can be fun for the kids and for mom and dad.
Yeah, and, just taking outdoor photos is a lot of times I can't help it. I'm out, like I said, walking the dogs in the morning. You know, I'll walk across the creek in my neighborhood, and, it changes every day. Mm-hmm. The outdoors is just so different every day, and I'll see something, and I'll just, pull out my phone and take a picture of it, and sometimes I kind of forget about it, and then I'll go back and review. Oh, yeah, that was a special morning, you know?
Yep. Yeah, so that's always fun, and if you don't have a nice big camera, use your cell phone. Save those shots for yourself. Enjoy being outside. Enjoy capturing the moments.
And
outdoors.
Summertime's a good time to learn about photography, too.
Definitely.
The best way to learn is just by doing, I think.
Yeah. All right, so the last one on our list, number 10.
Oh, man.
Number 10 is Streamside Bingo and Backyard Bingo.
Tell me about that, Jason.
This was something that we pulled together back during the COVID period, and we've kind of kept this up on our site, which is pretty cool. You can go... It's just for kids to get out and have fun outside. Uh-huh. So the Backyard Bingo has more things like associated with the backyard. Streamside, quite the opposite. You're on the stream or near water. And you get to if you can hold a crayfish, you mark it off. If you pick up litter, you mark it off. If you go fishing, mark it off.
And you can print that off from our website, right?
You can. Under the Virtual Learning Center, print that off and see if you can get a bingo or see if you can fill the card. You just make the game up, but we give you the card to kind of get you going. So,
start the conversation.
Yeah, just start some adventures outdoors with those cards. They're fun.
Hey, we've covered 10 things, but there's about 1 million things you could do outdoors with the kids this summer. So make the most of it.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty good list. Not too bad for Tennessee summertime. So,
I'm liking it.
Get outside. That's the main thing. Get out there and enjoy what Tennessee has to offer. We appreciate y'all tuning in and joining us for this show. Remember, go outdoorstennessee.com for that license, for any TWRA swag or events, and tnwildlife.org for everything else wildlife, for those regulations, for the information we shared today. That's where you find it.
All right.
Don King, I appreciate you.
You betcha. Thank you, Jason.
This is Tennessee WildCast, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks for tuning in. Stay connected with TWRA by visiting our website at tnwildlife.org and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Hey, it's all about Tennessee wildlife. It's what we do. Tennessee WildCast will be on the air again next week. We'll see you then.